So this is that quarterfinal in the Remenham between the Princeton Training Center and the University of Washington. We're at the bottom of our picture with those W's on their chests and the boats aligned, but I think the umpire won't have taken their feet yet, as the crews are still looking quite relaxed.
So there's a big rivalry between these two crews. The under-23 women's 8 for USA gets selected next week, and it's going to be between both of the guys in these boats.
Yeah, that's good.
So this is going to be a bit of a showdown.
That's good.
Might want to be showing the selectors what they can do. Maybe get a one-up on someone who they're potentially going to be racing against next week for those seats on the international level.
Well, they might be looking relaxed, but I'm sure they're not feeling relaxed when you tell us the pressure that's on this. That they come all the way over to Henley Royal Regatta to have this showdown. We're excited to see it this morning.
Princeton and Washington, when I see that you are both straight and ready, I will start you like this. Attention, go. Get ready, please.
The voice of Boris Rankoff, the umpire. We're joined by myself, Greg Searle, alongside Jess Eddy for this one.
Not taking any chances. They want to be straight off the start. So much riding on it.
It almost feels like a few mind games as well, because that water looks so still and calm. You just want your crew to be the last one to be ready.
Attention, go.
See both crews just squeezing away, really nice, really clean. So we have a look in here with this Washington crew.
Brooke Pearson there stroking this Washington crew. Is she going to hold her nerve? Can they pull away from this National Training Center team? This is fundamentally the USA under-23 women's 8. So this is going to be a tight one.
Well, coming up towards the top of the island, we see the Washington crew's made a fantastic start on the near side here, and they're really putting the marker down and saying, you might be wearing the USA vest, but we're going to take you on here at Henley Royal Regatta.
And they have gone off hard. Look at this. Look at the aggression going down through that water. Their faces, and they've almost pulled the length out towards the end of the island. That is no small feat.
Well, Phoebe Marks Nicholas in the coxswain seat of that Washington crew, taking a look to her left, and what she will be saying is, I'm on their bow, girl. Now let's keep moving. Let's move this out. As we hear Boris Rankoff now starting to warn Washington. He's now calling them back, because that coxswain in the Washington boat is letting the boat just creep towards the middle station and send some puddles towards the Princeton Training Center.
No, he's not enjoying that. You want to stay on your side. You don't want to annoy Boris, because he has been known to disqualify crews before.
Well, he's held that flag out for a good amount of time. She's responded eventually. I heard him say thank you, and now we see him put that flag away. So I think at this stage, that's not a problem. Let's see how the race pans out. They're coming down now in this early phase, coming into their race pattern, finding a pace that's going to be more sustainable as they come down towards the mark, which we know as the barrier, just about 2 minutes into the race.
Washington got such a pedigree at their university. I mentioned it a few days ago, but one thing that's quite interesting about their program is they have a lot of walk-ons, which people don't know what that means. A lot of people arrive at university and already can row, but a walk-on is someone that takes up the sport at university, and they've got a lot of amazing alumni that have done that.
We're looking there at Caitlin Kynast in the stroke seat of this Princeton Training Center. She said she's loved watching the regatta online, and she's really excited to be part of it. She was a junior world champion she went to the Junior World Championships in 2015, rowing in the Coxless 4 there, and now she's going to need all that experience to try to keep her crew in the race. But when we think about experience, think about the cox in the seat of that Washington crew, and what a great job she's doing. This crew coached by Yasmin Farouk, a very experienced former US team cox, and I wonder what sort of coaching she's given to say, you can afford to be aggressive, you can afford to give your crew the very best chance in this kind of matched side-by-side, head-to-head racing.
And that's pretty exceptional to have your coach to be an Olympic coxswain, passing on those gems to these team members, and it's working so far. Greg seeing a length up on the national team. they've got to be pretty confident of their seats next week, some of these guys in the Washington crew.
Well, Yasmin Farouk is the only coach to win the NCAA championships, coaching 2 different schools. She did it back with Stanford in 2009, and she will be so proud about the way her crew have absolutely taken this race on. No sign of any respect at all for the under-23 US team. And I think they're up to a little bit of clear water. We're through halfway. That marker going out the top of the mark we call Forley. And they're into that very tricky third quarter. But you can see a slight tailwind just flapping on that yellow flag. So that's going to help them with this sort of really brave race plan.
And this Washington crew are sitting on clear water, but the Princeton Training Center is sitting behind them. They're glittered with pretty exceptional athletes. Medals left, right and centre from Junior Worlds, Under-23 Worlds, from a range of very, very high standard universities. Got Yale members, Harvard members, Stanford members.
But this is about bringing your crew together, isn't it? And you look at the commitment, you look at the togetherness we can see on the water, and then of course there's the togetherness we can't see. What experience they've been through, how they've prepared for this race, how they know their competition, and how they really want to make a statement and say, we can take you on.
You can see Brooke Mooney there in the 4 seat, blue sunglasses on. Look at the pain in her face. She's one of the standout athletes in this crew. In the middle of this boat, powerhouse, really not letting up there. She's laying down these strokes, not giving an inch to the Princeton Training Center.
And sat in front of Brooke Mooney in that 4 seat in the engine room in the 5 seat, we've got Tabea Schendeleka, and she's the only German athlete in this crew. It's the first time competing at Henley, but she was second place at the Junior World Championships back in 2017, and she'll have the experience of real top level racing. As we can see here, the US Training Center from Princeton really looking to respond now, and they need to.
Maybe this is the difference here, Greg, we're seeing between cohesion of a club, of a crew that's been together all season compared to actually these girls have been thrown together quite recently.
So when you look at it, can you see a slight difference in terms of the cohesion of those 2 crews?
Yeah, absolutely. They look a little bit more ragged, this Princeton Training Center. Look at their blade work, their spoons slightly out of the water at different times, entering at different times. The Washington crew can't really pick between any of their spoons going in. It's very, very slick.
It is really synchronised. There's no kickback, no changes to the direction because the blades are just going in really nicely. So the cox at the back of the boat needs to do very little with the rudder to keep it running straight. And this picture really, it's a coach's dream, isn't it? So you can see the togetherness of your crew.
Yeah, we can see there that both crews are trying to edge into the middle a little bit. I wonder if Princeton are going to feel a bit of dirty water off the back of this Washington crew.
Well, we've already seen Boris Rankov has had the flag out. He's already warned the Washington crew. I think if they come any further from their station, I'm sure he'll be back on it. So they just want to tread the thin line. But I think they've got enough of a lead that even from that position, I think the wash from that yellow Washington boat will actually be affecting the Princeton Training Center.
If I was the cox of the Princeton Training Center, you warn, I'd probably move a little bit more towards my left. I want to hit that dirty water.
Well, we're coming down towards the line now. This is the camera on the progress board, and we are seeing a fantastic race from the crew from the University of Washington here at Henley. They took it on right out of the start, and they've held it all the way down the course. I'm sure they're going to be delighted as you see them cross the line just about a length ahead of the Princeton Training Center in the USA. And we've got it confirmed there, that win in the Remenham for the University of Washington.
Very classy. Nice rowing, guys.